Jungkook, the golden meanie of BTS, is back in history. This time not on the concert stage, nor on the Billboard charts, but on the most prestigious stage of the fashion world, Louis Vuitton. In his official debut as the global face of the French luxury brand, Jungkook arrived in Paris with an undeniable charm. It's not just walking the red carpet, it's treading deep meaning. And it all started with one sentence. Just one sentence made the whole world suddenly speechless. That afternoon in Paris, the atmosphere has been heating up since the news of Jungkook's presence spread. Crowds began to crowd the area even before the event began. Fashion journalists, influencers, celebrities, and even editors of major magazines are vying for the best spot to see one of BTS's most anticipated stars, Jungkook. When he finally appeared, everything seemed to stop moving. He wore a black suit with a velvet texture and a neat cut, typical of Louis Vuitton, combined with a dark satin shirt without a tie and shiny leather shoes. Her hair is allowed to fall slightly to the forehead, adding to the edgy but still elegant impression. Not a single detail escaped the spotlight, but even the most impeccable fashion, it was not the main highlight of the day. After the runway and performing exclusively as an honorary star, Jungkook was asked for a short interview session with several international media. The question is light: how does it feel to be part of this great event? But Jungkook's answer, which came out without the slightest hesitation, instantly became history. I'm not here just to wear fashion. I'm here because I believe I'm finally ready to live as who I really am. In the split second after the sentence was said, the atmosphere was suddenly silent. The camera continues to record, the microphone remains on, but not a single sound appears. Even the interviewer seemed transfixed, as if realizing that he had just heard something much bigger than just a fashion statement. The global media reaction came shortly after. Vogue Paris carried the headline, "Jungkook's voice echoes through fashion and identity." LUK called it the moment that turned a show into a legacy. While Louis Vuitton itself released an official statement containing praise for Jungkook, who is considered not just an ambassador, but an icon of a generation that voices courage through simplicity. On social media, the explosion of support was unstoppable. The hashtag #LiveAsWhoIam became the #1 trending topic in more than 50 countries, while hashtag JungkookLV set a record for the most mentions in Louis Vuitton's digital history. The world seemed to agree on one thing: Jungkook's words were not only touching but sobering. A number of celebrities also reacted. Zendaya retweeted a clip of the interview with the caption, "This is why we need voices like him." Singer Adele uploaded a story with Jungkook's video and added, "There's power in soft truth. Thank you, JK." Naomi Campbell even posted a photo of Jungkook backstage and wrote, "A king in the making. I was honored to witness his presence." But the most touching was the response from the ARMY. The BTS fan community from around the world wrote heartwarming messages, saying Jungkook's one-liners were a warm hug for anyone who has ever felt the need to hide their true identity. Many cried, many silently recorded his words and took them as a personal reminder. This is not the first time Jungkook has made the world tremble. But this time it's different. She wasn't singing, dancing, or showing off her world-class vocal technique. He simply speaks honestly, sincerely, and openly. And precisely because of this, his sentences break through the boundaries of language, culture, and even industry. Many say that this is the moment of Jungkook's transformation from a popular artist to a global icon, from a K-pop star to the voice of today's generation. A few days after the event, Louis Vuitton re-uploaded a video of Jungkook's interview with a monochrome effect and only one sentence as the caption, "Live as who I really am." At the end of the video, the Louis Vuitton logo appears slowly, as if becoming a symbol of agreement between the fashion world and personal identity. The world finally realized that behind that handsome face, golden voice, and undeniable style, there was a growing figure of Jungkook who stood as himself. Now, no one can argue that Jungkook's debut at Louis Vuitton wasn't just about clothes. It was a declaration. It's about the courage to be honest, about the power to be real, and about one sentence that changes everything. I'm not here just to wear fashion. I'm here because I believe I'm finally ready to live as who I really am. The world is silent, but his heart is moving. And for that, Jungkook didn't just make history, he wrote it in one sentence. The next day, the world still hadn't finished talking about Jungkook's one sentence. Replays of the Louis Vuitton show on YouTube and other streaming platforms broke the record for the most viewers for a fashion show in 24 hours. The moment when Jungkook stepped onto the stage and then uttered his legendary phrase has been cut into short clips that have spread everywhere, from TikTok to national television headlines. Even news channels that usually focus on politics or economics, such as CNN and the BBC, picked up a special segment about the Jungkook phenomenon at Louis Vuitton. Not only that sentence is in the spotlight. His attitude, his way of carrying himself, the little smile at the end of his sentences, it all comes together, creating an irreplaceable aura. A senior journalist from The Guardian wrote in his article, "Rarely has the fashion world witnessed such an authentic personal transformation in the public sphere. Jungkook is not playing a role, he is becoming." Interestingly, the sentence turned out to be not just spontaneity. In an off-the-record session that eventually leaked to the media, one of Jungkook's stylists shared that before the show began, Jungkook had a long reflection in his dressing room. "She looked in the mirror and said, 'I don't think it's about clothes. It's about time I said something. At that time I didn't understand what he meant, but now I understand,' says the stylist. For ARMY, the sentence was an affirmation that their idols not only grew in career, but also personally. Many fans have always felt Jungkook is a closed person saving things, maybe because of pressure, maybe because of choice. So when she revealed the courage to live as herself, fans felt that freedom as if it belonged to them, too. Soon, various public figures began writing reflection columns on the importance of representation, honesty, and the influence of young celebrities in shaping today's culture. The article in *Time called Jungkook an ambassador of authenticity, while Forbes ran an economic analysis of Jungkook's one-sentence impact on the Louis Vuitton brand, which reportedly saw searches and sales surge by 280% in 3 days. Even more surprising, Louis Vuitton itself announced in a press release that it will launch a special capsule collection titled "Live as Who I Am," inspired directly by Jungkook. The collection will reportedly focus on designs that highlight freedom of expression, inclusivity, and the courage to show one's true self. And of course, Jungkook will be the main face of the campaign. Meanwhile, in South Korea, local media also celebrated this moment as national pride. Many say that Jungkook's words not only represent him, but also the voice of the younger generation of Korea who now dare to appear, dare to voice their hearts, and are not afraid to be different. Television shows, talk shows, even English lessons at school began to use Jungkook's sentences as learning material. What did Jungkook mean when he said he's ready to live as who he really is become one of the questions in the latest reading comprehension exercises in Seoul's elite high schools. ASA result, support from various circles continues to flow. Psychologists, activists, and education figures cite Jungkook as a good example of a young celebrity who not only boasts about his accomplishments, but also about his values. It not only teaches you to be successful, but it also teaches you the courage to be honest with yourself, writes a psychologist in Public Opinion.